Let's do what we do here on CNBC and talk about the economy. But let's focus in on one company, and that is Tesla, because Tesla, through it all, continues to make money for its investors, global pandemic or not. In fact, shares of Tesla, look at this, up more than 30% this week, up 80% this year, and have now jumped 177% in the past 12 months. Tim, at least to me, it's starting to feel like the Amazon.com of old for cars and batteries. And what I mean by that is none of the criticisms, none of the fundamentals, nothing seems to matter to believers in Tesla.
Look, I've said for a long time, and I can tee up the Tesla bots who will come after me on Twitter, that I don't think Tesla's share price is any reflection of fundamentals in the company. And I think without getting into to me, where I think it should be valued on valuation, yes, it's very expensive. Yes, these delivery numbers that suddenly mattered a month ago or 6 weeks ago didn't matter for a long time. Talk about transparency or lack thereof or guidance. I mean, it's a company that guides all over the place and is never right. It's a company that has burned cash its entire career until recently, and we're in an environment where I think the Model 3, which was supposed to be the car for the masses, is not really affordable, at least at the price that they make it at. So meanwhile, the cash cow or the most profitable parts of the Tesla line, we've actually seen dramatic fall in sales. So look, the Shanghai story has been driving, I think, the last 3 to 4 months in the name, as has Fed liquidity. And obviously, look, they're 2 quarters into showing some decent profitability. But it doesn't matter what the valuation is because people will line up all over the place. I am obviously not one that lines up on the bull side.
Okay, yeah, let's talk. Victoria Fernandez, listen, there's probably another side to Tesla. It's not just Tesla. It's ESG, environmental social governance. Our viewers have probably heard that term and know a lot about it. Basically, it's a way to invest that is for environmental reasons, climate change, whatever it might be. And I'm sure Tesla is getting caught up, is a big part of that story for any ESG investor. And by the way, don't laugh off ESG, correct? I'm sure you have clients asking you about it. It's generated tens, if not hundreds of billions of investing dollars in the last couple of years.
No, Brian, you're absolutely right. I mean, before COVID-19 really dominated the headlines here and around the world, ESG was something that was becoming more and more popular with investors. It was something that more people were looking at in regards to the companies that they were choosing for their portfolios. Tesla is a perfect example of that. Yes, a lot of valuation is driven by the passion that the investors have for the product, but also because of the ESG component. It's going to drive investors to certain companies that maybe otherwise they wouldn't invest in. So you would have non-Tesla owners or people that aren't completely on board with Tesla being valued as high as it is, but they like that ESG component and will add it to their portfolio. I think that's another reason why normally when you see oil at low prices like this, that wouldn't be a boost for Tesla. It's usually the higher oil prices that drive people to it. But ESG has been affecting the oil companies before COVID-19 as well. I think that was part of the reason you saw some of the oil names actually start to decline prior to the demand concern that we have now. So Tesla can benefit from ESG, and I think we'll see that more once we come out of the COVID-19 issues.
Yeah, Guy, I feel like it's a big lesson here. I mean, you have smart people, Jim Chanos, others, they come out, they make all these really smart cases against Tesla or other stocks. It doesn't just have to be Tesla. And if you get caught in a wave of a change of investing, ESG kind of came out of nowhere. It's this huge thing, as we've talked about. It sounds like maybe you just better get out of the way.
You get run over. I mean, that's basically what happens. Just to sort of dovetail some of these points, a month and a half, 2 months ago, if you'd said to me, guess what, Guy, crude oil is going to be below $20. There are going to be 22 million people filing for unemployment. The economies are basically going to be at a standstill. Where's Tesla, the stock? I would have said 250, easy, if not lower than that. And here we are, to your earlier points, with a meteoric rise in the stock. I mean, people, again, to my earlier point tonight, are left scratching their head. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And one thing that I've learned, I had a decent run in terms of talking about this stock years ago, but for the last a year and a half or so, it's just completely off sides. And when you find yourself off sides, sometimes the best thing to do is just keep your mouth shut. And that's what I'll choose to do in terms of Tesla until I try to get a handle on it that I haven't been able to in quite some time.
Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, guys. It's been you and a lot of other people as well, but the stock has just powered over the last couple of weeks and months and quarters.